Time travel may be possible, but it is not practical. Stephen Hawking. Hey, bestie.
Hey, bestie.
How you doing?
I am good.
It's bestie day.
It is bestie day, and I'm very excited about that. And it's recording podcast day.
It is recording podcast day.
And what an episode.
What an episode. What a way to start the day.
What did I tell you before we recorded? I was like, I cannot wait to record this with you.
You said it's meaty.
Yes.
It is meaty.
This episode is meaty. And I said it that way because it's like, oh, it's not like a super fun episode, but it is. But it's not, like, it's kind of depressing in some ways. And you see so much of stuff. And yeah, it's meaty, I feel like is the correct word.
It is.
So we made it to the season finale.
We made it to the season finale.
Yes.
We did it.
So,
we're already on season 1 finale.
Yes. And it's such a good episode.
So meaty.
So this is Eureka, season 1, episode 12, the season finale. It is called Once in a Lifetime. It aired October 3rd, 2006. Do you realize why that is significant?
Say the date again.
October 3rd, 2006.
It's not your birthday.
No. You'll see.
Okay.
It was directed by Michael Lang, and the writers, of course, Cosby, Palia, and Joanna Stokes.
Wait, is it the date or the year that was significant?
The whole date.
Okay.
So first in the episode, we get Previouslys.
Yes.
Yes.
Previously on Eureka.
Yes. And it goes all the way back to
It does.
Walter and Carl Carlson.
It does.
Yeah. And we love a good callback.
We do love to see some friends.
After the Previouslys, we see Kim and Stark working on a project. Some sort of test.
Yes.
And Kim noted the date. October 3rd, 2006.
That's cute.
Yeah.
That's neat.
They knew when it was going to air, and they used the same date.
I love that.
Yeah, I do too. I actually, when I was writing, I always write out when it aired and everything before I start watching the episode. So then when she said it, I was like, oh, look at that. So then we get Jack and Allie at Global Dynamics, and Jack is looking for Nathan because he's skipping out on jury duty.
For a science exception. What's that word? Yes.
Excuse. Really.
Think of the word during dinner, I'm sure.
Probably. But yeah, they just do a walk and talk. You find out Jack is looking for Nathan, and that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Then we go back to the lab with Stark and Kim for the test, and something goes wrong. And
yes.
There's an explosion. They're trying to drill into the artifact.
Yes, and Nathan is excited.
Yes. And Kim is excited too.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big deal. It's a big day.
Neither one of them wants to stop this test, even if, like, things look weird.
Right.
They both are...
They know that it's not the safest experiment they've ever done.
Right. They both know that there are risks,
mm-hmm.
and neither of them want to stop it, and they're both very excited about it. But
yes.
then the explosion happens. Something goes very, very wrong. There's an explosion. We get a flash of white. And suddenly, we are back in the town. Everything seems hunky-dory. It's morning.
It's morning. First of all, we're in Cass's corner.
We are in Cass's corner. Cass has a lot to say about the explosion. Although every time I say he has something to say, he does not.
He's just shy.
It's okay.
Okay, are you done?
So, explosion, flash of light. It's morning in the town of Eureka. We see a little setup for a graduation.
Yep.
And then we see Jack in bed.
Mm-hmm. We also see a mailbox that says the Carters that we've never seen.
This is true. So
it's like they got kind of homey.
Yeah, Jack and Zoe are settling in.
Yeah.
This is lovely.
Yeah.
When did you, in the episode, pick up on the fact that this must be in the future?
I mean, we haven't gotten to that point yet.
Okay. So Jack's in bed.
Jack's in bed.
Did you notice that when Sarah was trying to wake him up, it's a different voice?
I didn't notice that.
It's a totally different voice. It's not Fargo pretending to be a girl anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, Sarah's voice totally changed.
I didn't notice that.
Mm-hmm. So it's Sarah, but it's not her voice. They finally got a different voiceover artist. And he says 10 more minutes, Mom, basically.
Every single day.
Always. Snooze. Is that the equivalent of hitting the snooze button?
Yes. Fun fact. So, you know how my alarm wasn't going off for like a week and I was late to literally everything?
Did you have it set for PM instead of AM?
No.
Oh.
It's something going on with my alarm on my phone. So I downloaded an app called Alarmy.
Oh.
And one of the things you can do is you can have it set to like give you kind of like challenges to wake you up from your phone. Because usually if I hear the alarm, I'm awake, but I'm like, I might as well. Maybe part of it is that I'm just hitting snooze and whatever. So now, every time I wake up, I have to do math. So I wake up, but then I wake up fucking furious.
Well, yeah, I would be too.
Because I made it like medium hard math question. Like, it's just addition, but it's like 3 digits on each.
Blech. No, I'm not going to wake up
now. And I'm so angry every time I wake up now, because the sound doesn't stop until you do it.
That's awful.
Why did I choose the math? I don't know, but it works. But I'm just angry for like 10 minutes after I wake up.
See, I don't like to wake up angry. That's why I've warned Vince, don't wake me up with any kind of high-pitched noise.
That's valid.
Because high pitches anger me when I'm waking up.
Yeah, it's valid.
My ears are so used to all the silence. And they don't want the high pitch.
No.
All of my alarms, like my tones are pretty soothing.
Yeah.
And I think they don't work for a lot of people because it won't wake them up.
Yeah.
But any sound will do it for me if my body knows it's time to wake up. But yeah, the high pitch, no, I'll just wake up swinging.
Yeah, I have 2 fans going on high power next to my face, so... Low soothing sounds don't wake me up.
Oh, yeah. But Sarah is good at waking up Jack.
She is.
Because she finally says, you have to wake up. But then Jack also gets a little nudge to wake up from a person next to him. From a person. Who is Allison.
Allie, what you doing, baby?
Is this where you realize it must be the future? Or did you think, oh, dang.
I thought, like...
Did I miss something?
The amount of times I checked the episode, I'm talking at least 4 times in the next part of this episode where I went, am I sure? And kept checking to make sure I was on the right episode.
But yes, at this point, well, and especially once she rolls over and reveals her big old pregnant belly.
And that's where I realized it was either alternative reality or it was the future.
Yes. So I think that's when most people would pick up on it. Because she can't just be suddenly pregnant.
Also, she sits up very well for a pregnant lady.
Oh, yeah?
Very well.
I've never been pregnant.
I haven't been either, but I have had back pain.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in my notes I said... Allison is there all snuggly and pregnant, so safe to say some time has passed.
Yes, because she's real pregnant.
Oh yeah, she's about ready to pop.
Yeah, for sure.
And then we get credits. So, when we come back from credits, Jack and Allie are getting ready together in the bathroom. And their relationship is just so fun. And flirty, but a little, like, ribbing on each other.
Yeah.
And very, very cute.
And very sweet. Also, the sonic shower. Yeah.
I'd be with Allie. I would miss the water.
I think both. Because one of the reasons it's so hard for me to get in the shower, or out of the shower, is is the texture change. Like, I think I would love a sonic shower for some days. But
when you need to do it quick, I would love it.
But I do love a long shower,
the relaxation of actual water.
I want the option for both.
Okay.
Because there are some days that I don't want to dry my hair. I don't want to take time to dry off. I just want to be clean.
Yeah.
But I want to know what a sonic clean feels like.
Yeah, I do too.
What's my hair like? What's the oil content in my hair doing?
Oh, yeah.
I have a lot of questions about sonic showers, actually.
Well, and then product in your hair. Like,
where's it go?
I wear so much hairspray that my hair is pretty much bulletproof most days.
It's true.
So...
Yeah, I have a lot of questions about sonic showers. So if someone could please let me know.
Yeah, so sonic shower salesperson, say that 9 times fast. Just, email us at youshouldwatchpod1@gmail.com. That's one thing I didn't do this week is check our email. I don't think we had any. So then Jack goes down to the kitchen and grabs himself a coffee.
And can we talk about this kitchen?
Definitely it has found the womanly touch. Allie.
The entire... That was a loud one, boy.
Do you have something to say?
Do you like nice kitchens? Yeah. The whole ambiance of Sarah has changed.
Yeah.
And the bakery section, basically, of this kitchen.
Make them carb free, and that is my joy breakfast every morning.
Right, it's just set up like a bakery.
The whole ambiance has changed.
Mm-hmm.
You are correct.
Even the bathroom. We've seen the bathroom before, and it was the whole place was very blue light, very sterile.
Like a bachelor lived there and didn't have time to decorate.
Right. So we're definitely in the future.
Well, yeah. And Allie definitely has had a hand in decorating.
Yes.
Because it's got that womanly touch. I love the purple flowers that are hanging.
And then the low lighting, but it's still lit. Kind of. Yeah.
And then Zoe comes in and asks Sarah for a wheatgrass.
Yes. And she's very put together.
She looks so grown up.
She's in this cute little robe. And
hair
it's
all
the first
back.
Opening scene of them that we don't see them fighting.
Yeah. And they're very supportive of each other.
Yeah. She's telling him to watch his caffeine intake, which rude.
And then he says, I'll watch my caffeine when you stop drinking the lawn.
Right. Which is funny
hysterical.
because she always is drinking coffee when...
she always wants the coffee.
She always wants coffee, yeah.
Yeah. And then now she's on a more healthy track.
She's grown up.
Yeah.
She's growing.
She's growing as a person.
Yep.
We love it. And then we get to the graduation ceremony where it says class of 2010.
Yes.
Yes. So we do know, for a fact, we are in the future.
Fun fact, I was class of 2010.
Were you?
I was.
So you're Zoe's age.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird to think.
So you could theoretically smash her past Zoe if you had watched this as it aired.
If we time traveled.
Right. If you had watched this as it aired, you could smash her past Zoe because you would be age appropriate.
Correct.
Not me.
No.
So Zoe is also the valedictorian.
She is. How in the world?
I know. At a school like Tesla, it's
right.
Dang, girl, you obviously found your niche.
But yeah, Zoe's valedictorian.
Yep.
Henry's making the commencement speech, or is he the principal? What's happening?
Yeah, right? I mean, I don't think it's the principal, but I think...
But he's in a robe, and the commencement speaker doesn't usually wear a robe.
You do if you have advanced degrees and stuff. If I were going to a graduation in any kind of official capacity, I have my Bachelor of Arts hood to wear.
That's cool.
But yeah, I just was super impressed with Zoe.
Yeah.
Being valedictorian of a high school like Tesla.
So at this point, I was actually wondering if this was the actual future, if this was an alternate reality, or if this was kind of everyone got their dream life, or someone got their dream life kind of granted.
Yeah.
Because...
that would make sense.
Yeah, because Jack's happy with...
Allison. Henry's got Kim.
Yeah. As we see, Henry has Kim.
They even call her at one point Kim Deacon.
Yeah.
So they're married.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Taggart has Joe.
Yeah, Taggart and Joe are happy and together.
Yeah, and cute and hilarious.
So I do love this future.
Oh, I do too.
It's
absolutely.
So cute.
And Kevin's like talking and communicating.
That's in my notes. Kevin is doing so great.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's got a little implant thing going on, which they found a therapy that works for him. Mm-hmm. Awesome. And he's doing so great.
And he's able to communicate.
He calls Zoe sis.
And he like hugs her, and you can tell that they're really close. Like, I love this future.
Yes. I even tried to look up that actor because I thought he did really well.
Uh-huh.
There's nothing on him. He was in, like, 2 other things, but there's, like, no bio for him anywhere online that I can find.
Oh.
I know. I'm really sad about it.
That's
because I want to, like, know who this kid is, because he did really well in this role, in this, like, 2-second role he had, but still.
Yeah.
Like, he did good. I love Zoe's speech that she gives.
It's so cute.
It is so very sweet.
I promise to do all the chores, and I promise not to blow anything up, or I'll try not to blow up the world if you do.
If you don't.
If you don't.
Yeah.
I'll try if you try, kind of
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll try not to blow up the world if you do.
That's what she said.
If you don't.
No, I think that's what she said.
Oh, if you... Oh, I will... I'll try to not blow up the world if you will. Yeah.
There it is.
There it is.
We found it.
It's there. But her speech is actually longer. Just like Cass's. Her speech is actually longer in the original cut, you know? Ooh. Like, not... what aired, but they, on the special features on the DVD, they have all of it.
Oh, I'd like to watch that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll show it to you, because it's pretty cute.
Thank you to our distinguished salutatorian. And now it gives me great pleasure to present the valedictorian for the class of 2010. Zoe! Carter!
You know, nobody is as surprised as I am to see me standing here today, except maybe my father. When I first came to Eureka 4 years ago, I was in the back of a police car. And luckily for me, my father was driving, and being a man, he refused to stop and ask for directions. Or we may have actually reached our destination, which, at the time, was home. I know that valedictory speeches usually focus on our goals for the future, our hopes and dreams, and how we can make the world, in some small way, a better place. I would rather take this opportunity to acknowledge that this place, and everyone in it, is already doing just that. I want to thank you. Your commitment to that ideal has changed and inspired me. Maybe the temporary reversal of gravity wasn't necessarily a highlight, or the outbreak of invisibility. But luckily you found yourselves again, even if you didn't find LoJack. When I first came to Eureka, I was on my way home. And the irony is, by crashing here, I found one. Thank you for having faith in me. Thank you for making me and my dad a part of your family. I promise to do my share of the chores. And I'll try not to blow up the world if you don't. Thank you.
I bet. Because I like the speech. Yeah. I gave a speech at my graduation.
Were you valedictorian?
I was tied for valedictorian.
Oh.
So I took the title salutatorian as well.
Nice.
Because they wanted to give it was a weird, like, salutatorian, valedictorian situation. Because I'd only been at the school for, like, 5 months, so they felt bad giving me the valedictorian title.
Right. Even though your grades earned it.
Right.
Yeah.
I just couldn't stand my high school anymore and had issues with the principal and wanted to work more than I wanted to go to school, so I found a school where I could do halvesies and still have a graduation. Nice. And so, yeah, I was salutatorian, made a speech. Didn't know a single name in my graduation class. It was fine.
It was fine. Everything's fine.
It was great.
Well, was your speech as good as Zoe's?
I feel like I made a pretty good speech. Yeah. I don't remember it.
Yeah. Well, I hope not. It's been...
Many moons.
14 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, look at me mathing.
Look at you mathing.
Look at me doing math.
Sorry, I did my alarm. I don't have to do any more math.
So after Zoe's speech, everybody congratulates her, and apparently there's going to be a party.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're walking to the Jeep, and something strange happens. Like, they get, like, this weird flash? What would you call it? Like, wave?
Yeah, like a wave.
Yeah. And Allie and Jack both get phone calls at the same time, so you know something's up.
Yep, something's wrong.
And so they head over to Global Dynamics. Jack, Joe, and company go into a spooky Section 5.
Yes.
It's all dark. What's in there? Apparently in this feature, too, like, Section 5 kind of got shut down after Stark left.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so they head to Section 5, and they find some charred remains, is how I put it.
It's scary looking.
Yeah, fused to the wall.
Yeah, terrifying.
Yeah.
Hang on, I have to shake my coffee.
So then we find out that Henry is the head of Global.
He is the boss, which makes sense when Kim was like,
Oh, I've got my boss wrapped around my
right,
finger.
and he goes, you do you? So I guess we can add another job title.
Yeah.
At least a temporary job title.
Yes. Hold on, let me get my pen and my sheet. There we go. Head of Global Dynamics. Henry and Fargo are now trying to figure out where the body came from. They're in a lab, they've got the body kind of laid out, and they're trying to figure out where this body came from. They're basically doing an autopsy.
Yep.
Henry says that you can't really identify the body. Everything is too
Charred.
He even says, like, the DNA is dismantled at a cellular level. But during this autopsy, Allie is craving beef jerky.
Oh my god, yes.
And
meat. And Jack's like, that's just wrong.
This is just wrong and
And
disturbing and gross. It is.
So
I agree with you,
gross.
Jack. I've never been pregnant. I don't know how it is, but no.
Pregnant women are so susceptible to, like, smells and, like, visuals. I doubt that's how that would work, but if it did, that's fucked. Like,
It's so gross. But Fargo is starting to kind of put the pieces together.
Yeah.
He's like, Section 5. He's putting pieces together, like, this type of radiation was kind of similar to the artifact.
and similar to Walter.
Carl Carlson.
Oh. When did Walter come in?
Walter comes in a little bit later.
Okay.
Yeah. But this is the callback to Carl Carlson, which is awesome.
Yes.
Carl's great.
Yeah.
And then they go to Kim to try and reconstruct the DNA, which this is when they're in the hallway and Henry says something, or somebody says something about, we don't know who it could be. And
Then someone gets the idea of who can fix it, and
who
they
can,
yell,
who
Kim!
can help, and they just say, Kim.
And I gotta say, second watch through of this, have you seen History of the World Part 1? The Mel Brooks movie from the, like, 80s.
I have not. I know a lot about it, and I should have seen it, but I have not.
That's something we need to add to our watch list. Not for the podcast purposes, just because I want to watch it with you so bad.
All right.
It's one of my favorite movies of all time. But there's a scene in there where it's the Last Supper, and Jesus is making his speech of, like, one of you will betray me. But Mel Brooks is there as a server, and he's trying to get Judas's attention. So Jesus is like, one of you will betray me. Judas! And he's like, what? Soup? And so it's just, and it's ongoing throughout Jesus' speech.
Yeah.
And it's so funny, but the second watch through of this episode, I was like, I see what they did.
Well, and you can kind of see on Henry's face, he's like...
Yeah, he's startled.
He gets startled by the accusation, but it's not. It's a suggestion.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you don't pet that cat right now,
I
will arrest you. He was so cute trying to get your attention.
Hi, buddy. So then we get to Cafe DM.
Yes.
Yes. It's a graduation party. I don't know if it's just Zoe's or just a general graduation party. I wrote, Vincent is being awesome and no one appreciates it.
Also, can we talk about how this is, like, when I was watching it, I thought it was, like, everyone's ideal future. But Vincent's future hasn't changed at all.
At all.
He's just living the same life he always has,
Yes.
which is no one appreciates me.
Yes. But we shall appreciate Vincent. Because we appreciate Vincent around here.
We absolutely do.
He had served Jo a Virgin Margaret Mead.
Yes.
She doesn't know what any of those words mean. I know except
what
virgin.
2 of those mean.
Which?
I know what a virgin drink is, and I know
Right.
what mead is.
Okay. Mead is delicious. It is a honey-based alcoholic drink.
I've never had mead.
Oh, it's so good. You need to come to Ren Fair with me, and we will have mead.
I'll go with you.
And it is good.
But we have to go in one of the cooler months.
Usually, the one we like to go to has some cool weekends, because it's like in February,
Yeah, I'll go with you next year.
February-ish. But I looked up Margaret Mead so that we could appreciate Vincent.
Yes. Tell me more.
You're going to love this.
Okay.
Margaret Mead was a cultural anthropologist who influenced the sexual revolution.
Hell yeah, Margaret Mead.
Yes! The sexual revolution of the 1960s and 70s, because she was very controversial in her day. She studied attitudes towards sex in South Pacific and Southeast Asian traditions.
Wow.
And supported broadening Western cultural conventions around sex. So a Virgin Margaret Mead
Is very clever.
is hysterical.
And we stan a sex positive icon.
Yes, absolutely 100%. And so, but my brain just keeps going back to a virgin that's just,
It's so clever.
it's clever, but also, is that mean to her legacy? Is that not good for her legacy? Because she would not be virgin. And she was not virgin for sure is because she had a daughter.
Valid.
Yeah. I first looked up to see if she was some scientist or somebody who was a virgin, which is why it would have been funny, but no.
No.
No. Quite the opposite.
Quite the opposite.
So we appreciate you, Vincent.
We do.
We do. It's not for nothing. Then we go outside of Cafe Diem real quick, and we just see Beverly that says she doesn't work for the consortium anymore.
Yeah, she is.
Have you turned around, Beverly?
Have you become a better person?
I don't know. Possibly.
Can we ever forgive Beverly?
She would have to do a lot.
She would.
Yes. A lot of good.
Yes.
Yes. But anyways, she doesn't work for the consortium anymore, so there's that. And then we hear crashing noises.
Mm-hmm.
A car crashed into Carter's old Jeep.
Yes. Or Carter's old Jeep crashed into a car.
Or just appeared in the middle of the car.
Yes.
Luckily, they fused where it did because the twins were in the car.
Yes.
The Baker twins were in the car. And they said it just poof came out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
And they're looking and they see that the Jeep's stickers are old. It's the same Jeep, and it confirms that it's the same Jeep that Jack used to have because it had his keychain in it. His same keychain. And Joe mentions, didn't this get wrecked in a runaway tornado?
Yes. Well, and we had heard Allie mention that when Jack said, I know it's not environmentally conscious.
Yes.
But I miss my old Jeep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she said you should have looked out for the Tornado Alley sign.
Uh-huh.
I
missed the Tornado Alley sign reference at the beginning there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Tornado Crossing sign.
That's so many tornado references in this episode.
It's a twister.
So then they take the Jeep and the car and the twins back to Global Dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing running tests and everything on them.
Sciencey things.
Super sciencey things. They're trying to unfuse the car and Jeep. We see the Baker twins. And Fargo says that it's the same equipment that they used to study the last temporal anomaly.
Which was Walter's experiments.
And he talks about the tachyon accelerator.
Yes.
And that brings us to this week's
Science Corner.
Science Corner. Because I hear tachyons all the time.
Yes, it is quite talked about in sci-fi.
Yes, we hear the word tachyon in all kinds of science fiction, including Star Trek, Stargate, Doctor Who, this episode, all of my faves. And usually they have something to do with some sort of time travel. But tachyon particles might not be purely science fiction.
Ooh.
Yes. They're a hypothetical particle. They've never actually been observed in any experiments, but they are theoretical.
Okay.
And they move... the theory is that these are particles that move faster than the speed of light. Their existence was first theorized in 1967 in a paper titled Possibility of Faster Than Light Particles by Gerald Feinberg. He said that these particles could exist from a quantum field with imaginary mass, that's in quotes, so I think that was actually in the paper, which is why the theory of special relativity from Einstein could apply to them, because they have imaginary mass. It's an anti-mass situation. And so approaching the speed of light isn't hindering their speed because their mass is decreasing. I don't know. Lots of sciencey things.
So sciencey. You definitely lost me already.
So many sciencey. My note says, for many sciencey physics reasons, having anti-mass allows them to move faster than the speed of light. If these particles exist, one could theoretically send a message on a tachyon particle, and since it's moving faster than the speed of light, it would appear to be received before it's sent.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we have this tachyon accelerator that's going to make them move even faster than that.
Wow.
So
okay.
the implications then, you could go back in time.
Science corner.
Science corner. I just thought that was fun.
That is fun.
Because, I hear about them all the time, and I'm like, is this a real thing? And the answer is yes and no.
Maybe. The answer is
in
theory.
Theoretically could possibly be.
And that's science.
Honestly, that is science. It's asking the question.
Yep.
And then when Carter finds out that this is all based on Walter's experiments, he needs to go talk to Walter. Now, Walter's been under house arrest. It couldn't have been him necessary.
And he has some disorder, is what they said, or they said with his condition.
Yes, he has a condition. We find out what that condition is when he goes to see Walter.
He's Benjamin Buttons.
Yes, he is. He aged backwards.
He is a 40-year-old teenager.
Oh, just so unfortunate. I mean, he probably doesn't wake up with back pain.
Yeah, probably not.
So that's good.
Yeah.
But his wife left him because nobody wants to be married to a 16-year-old.
Because it's weird.
Valid.
And illegal.
Yeah. Totally valid.
Yes.
Yeah. But he basically says, it couldn't have been me. It's not me. I haven't left this house. I'm only allowed to have this Xbox.
And it's only a 360.
Only a 360.
Which in 2010, the 360 was the best.
Yeah, but it's Eureka.
Yeah, you're right.
They probably have 3 more versions.
They have a holodeck at this point.
Yeah, pretty much. And he finds out that it wasn't him, but figured out how to narrow down the suspects.
Yes.
Yes. So then Fargo and Kim are working in the lab, and Fargo wants to leave, even though he doesn't have a date. Poor Fargo.
Yeah. He's married to science.
Yeah. No, he wants to date.
Mm-hmm.
He absolutely wants to. Well, funny moment for me as he's leaving and Henry's coming in, he's like, any luck?
Yeah.
Not in love. But Henry comes in, he makes a suggestion that is going to end up slowing them down. Mm-hmm. And then, again, you're like, Henry, what are you doing?
Yeah, he also, a little bit of a throwback in the episode when we were talking about when they first said Kim could figure out who this person was. Henry was the first person to say, no, it's impossible. And we've never heard Henry say anything was impossible. I'm pretty sure we've heard Henry say anything is possible.
Right.
So for Henry to say, like, nope, it's impossible, we can't do it.
Yeah.
And then when he asked him, she's like, yeah, I can try. And he's like, but if you think it's too impossible.
Yeah.
And she's like, anything is possible. Like,
Yeah.
and it's just not very Henry.
It's not. And him trying to slow Kim down and not let her do her work. That's real weird.
Yep.
And being all lovey-dovey about it, too. Like,
Yeah, very slick.
He's really trying to be slick about it.
Yeah.
But he doesn't realize this is not you.
Right.
We all know that something's up because of the way you're acting.
Yep.
Henry's being super shady about the body. But not too long after that, Kim figures out that the body is her.
Yes.
Which, that would be super weird.
Yeah.
Weird is the wrong word, but it's the word that's coming to my brain.
Terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, this is me.
Yeah.
I am investigating my own death.
Right. But here I am.
Right.
Yeah. And she figures out also that Henry did something 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That she died 4 years ago, and Henry did something, and then she's not dead.
Right.
He used Walter's tech to change the events of the accident. And we find out that what we're witnessing is two alternate realities colliding, competing for the same space-time continuum.
Yep.
This is all kinds of not good.
Not good.
No. Two objects cannot occupy the same space.
Time travel may be possible, but it is not practical.
Exactly. And then everyone in this room, even Kim, who knows what the implications would be, is telling Henry that he needs to fix it.
Yep. But he doesn't want to.
He's so emotional about it.
Oh my gosh.
Which, love Henry and Kim together. I just wish we had seen more of it throughout the season.
100%.
Because we saw it that one episode.
Yeah, we saw some flirting.
And then, and like, oh, we're going to go on dates. Cool.
And we jumped to...
But then we didn't see her at all the rest of the season.
Yeah, and then we immediately jumped to, I would end the world to be with you.
Right.
Which...
We don't see her at all the rest of the season. And he's planning to leave Eureka 2 episodes
Right, that
ago.
was actually my question. I was like, did I miss that we, like, decided Henry was staying? Why was he willing to leave in the first place? Did Henry actually already know all of this was about to happen? And that's why he wanted to leave? Because he was hurt? Like, I had just had a lot of questions about that. I don't know if that was a plot hole, because I don't know what happens next, but...
I feel like it is a plot hole.
Okay.
Because, yeah, like, he didn't leave. But he was planning to leave, but he was so in love with Kim that he had to risk the entire world to save her.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I just wish that we had seen more of their relationship to make this pay off.
Yeah, agreed.
Though the two actors have so much chemistry and did such a great job.
Absolutely.
I still was here for it.
Oh, yeah, and it's Henry. Like, I would do anything for Henry.
Right. But yeah, if Henry's hurting, I'm hurting.
Absolutely. Joe Morton is just such an incredible actor.
Yeah. And
I
feel
mean,
like
the whole time I was just right there with him.
Yeah. So, we get to the sheriff's office with Joe and Taggart. And Taggart is trying to convince Joe of something.
And it's the most natural thing in the world.
And something about it just freaks her out.
Mm-hmm.
What is he trying to convince her?
Something.
But then the subject gets changed because a tornado rips through Cafe DM.
It does. And it's a mean-looking tornado.
Mm-hmm. And then it just dissipates.
Yep.
So this must be another temporal anomaly. Then we see Beverly and Fargo chatting in her office, but of course she's a trash therapist and not actually giving Fargo any therapy, telling him his time is up when all she did was use her little hypnosis device on him to pump information out of him.
Yep.
So maybe she doesn't work for the consortium anymore.
But she's still...
But she's still evil.
Yes. And also it was just very, very funny and very Fargo that as soon as she snaps him out of hypnosis, and that is why you'll never be able to hypnotize me.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Okay, Fargo, we'll just have to keep trying.
That would be me too, though, because hypnosis has never worked on me.
Yeah, hypnosis is really, from what I've experienced, reliant on imagery and like mind's eye, and because I don't have a mind's eye, it doesn't work for me.
I do have mind's eye, but well, okay. So my experiences with hypnosis were a hypnotist that came to my college for like a fun night in the student union or whatever, and he's like, not everyone is susceptible to hypnosis, so this might not work on you. I'm going to find some people in the audience who are. So he found some people in the audience that were susceptible, and they went up on stage. It was funny. It was great. But nothing happened to me.
Yeah.
I think there was one other time, too, where, like, other people were being hypnotized, and nothing.
I learned I wasn't susceptible to hypnotherapy or hypnosis when I went to a hypnotist?
Yeah.
For weight loss, and here we are. So
Yeah. I thought about trying it, even though I didn't think I was susceptible, for quitting smoking.
it didn't work.
Yeah. Here we are.
Here we are.
Whatever, you're gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's true. So then we get a conversation between Jack and Allison. Jack knows that Henry won't stop it. You know, because even if he could, he wouldn't.
Right.
And Allison, so he makes Allison call Stark.
Yep.
Did you notice when they pan to his office building that he has Stark Industries?
No.
Yeah. On the outside of the building is Stark Industries.
I feel like it's like a Marvel reference.
I know. Is that a Marvel infringement?
Right.
Or...
Bum, bum, bum.
But Stark started his own company. He's doing well for himself. He's got like a penthouse office in this tall tower of Stark Industries. So.
And he's somehow even more serious than he is normally.
I know.
More morose.
That's because he doesn't have Allison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's heartbreaking to think about.
Yeah. But Allison doesn't really want it fixed. Because she loves their life and she loves their baby.
Heartbreaking.
And
is this the scene?
Yeah.
Where he does the thing? Where he says the thing?
No, that
Okay.
comes further at the end.
Okay. I'm so excited to talk about that.
But Stark explains that someone has to go back in time to stop Henry. And of course he's...
Gotta go back. All the way back.
Guardians of the Galaxy. And Jack, of course, knows that someone is going to be him.
Yep.
So... And even though Jack loves his life and loves that baby, he has to do it. He has to risk it because that's his job is protect the town.
Yep.
So Joe and Taggart then are naked in the park.
Naked in the park. He's got a green nose.
Of course, sunscreen.
Yeah, just on the nose.
Yeah. Because, the nose is the only place you get skin cancer.
Right.
Right.
I never understood that.
I think
it's such an Australian thing.
Yeah. I don't know. It's very weird.
Yeah, maybe it's because, you see old guys all the time with, the really gnarly noses because of skin exposure, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And that's, the only part of their skin that's,
protruding.
Damaged.
Protruding, also.
No, the skin just looks damaged.
Oh, yeah.
But,
just still.
But why?
It is so Taggart to do that.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. And he says, I can't believe it took me 4 years to get you naked. Outside at least.
Yeah.
Because when he first says it, I'm like, how?
Right.
How are the two of you?
Right.
Oh, outside. Okay.
Right.
All right. That's what Joe was freaking about. It's the outside part.
Right. Which I don't blame her. There's bugs outside.
There are bugs outside.
I am an indoor cat.
Although they are in a very well manicured park lawn.
Yeah, there's still bugs.
They are.
I am an indoor cat.
But it is Eureka. Maybe they have some really good insect repellent stuff.
Maybe. Let's hope.
Yeah. And then we go back to Kim going to see Henry at his office, and they have this heartbreaking talk
it is devastating
about what has to be done, and Henry's like, I can't, I won't. I would do it all over again because...
And he says, I know it needs to be fixed, but I would do it again knowing what I know now.
Yeah. And that part even comes later when they're saying they're fighting goodbye, but he's basically saying it right now too.
Yeah.
She's being so selfless, and she's worried more about everyone else than herself. And he's like, no, I lost you once. I don't want to lose you again. I didn't want to lose you again. And here we are.
So good.
Yeah. And Henry does relent. He does what Kim wants. He brings Stark the missing piece to the puzzle, which is the piece of the artifact that they extracted during that accident.
Yep. It exists outside of time and space.
Yes. So they're sending Carter's mind back in time. So so there aren't going to be two Carters running around.
Right. Unfortunately.
Darn it. But they're going to send his mind back. And Allie's very worried. She says, "Are you worried about losing me, losing us?"
Stop. This scene, this quote from Jack, I cannot stop thinking about.
Yeah.
So this whole episode mirrors the book I just read. Very different, but also very similar in the sense that, like, there's time travel-y-ish stuff. They're in a realm where, like, they have to reset time, basically, and they don't know, like, what if we don't remember kind of thing. And when Jack, in my book, the line that my book boyfriend uses is, I will always love you in any time, like, no matter what, until the stars grow old and the sun grows cold.
Oh.
That line in the book literally is giving me chills, and that is going to be, I don't know, it kills me every time.
Yeah.
But then I watched this episode the day after I finished that book, and Jack says, I will love you. Or
there is no reality.
There is no time, and there is no space, and no way that we don't end up together.
Yeah.
And he said that, and I was crocheting through this episode, as I do, and I had to put it down and just sit with it for a minute.
And he says, too, right after, like, within that same line, you just have to have a little faith.
You just have to have a little faith. Like, I had to sit with that for a minute. Like, there is no time and no space where we don't end up together.
Yeah. Yeah.
So good.
So good. So, Jack does go back. He goes into the spinny thing, and he goes back. We hear Sarah in the morning trying to wake him up, and her voice is back.
Yes.
It's the same. It's Fargo pretending to be a girl. And Jack is now living with all of those memories.
He even checks the bed for Allie.
Yes.
Ugh.
But he's living with all the memories of the next 4 years.
What they could be.
Yeah. And then we see Beverly come into Nathan's office and hypnotize him with her hypno thingy.
You're talking about Beverly voices so great. And then we do this.
Fucking Beverly. But she puts a little thingy, a little device on his neck.
And it just kind of absorbs into his skin, all creepy.
Yeah, super creepy.
Very Star Trek, a very earwig Star Trek thing.
Ugh. Yeah, no, that's even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's a bug.
Yeah. But then it is time for the Section 5 test. Fargo comes to get Stark. And this time, when Jack comes into Global Dynamics, he's looking for Henry instead of Stark. Which makes me wonder, too, if the whole thing at the beginning of the episode where Jack comes to Global Dynamics looking for Stark was kind of the show's way of showing, like, that nothing else is changing. Because even something as simple as Jack going to Global Dynamics instead of Cafe Diem in the morning could have changed the future.
Right.
But because he originally went to Global Dynamics and he's now also going to Global Dynamics, it's not changing things. His presence there is not changing things.
Valid, yeah.
So I thought that was an interesting...
Everyone's in the same place.
Yes, everyone is where they're supposed to be.
Right.
Except Henry. Because as the test begins, it's the same as before, and Jack intercepts Henry. And won't let him save Kim.
Oh my god, that scene.
Henry, I wrote in my notes, Henry's grief is heartbreaking.
I felt it. Like, I was with him as he collapses onto Jack. It was devastating.
Yeah. And again, credit to Joe Morton, but man, it's just so real.
Right.
And again, I believe it because the actors, not because of anything we saw in the season prior, but because of the actor.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Then we see Beverly talking to the consortium again.
It's like a whole different voice.
But did you notice too, though, that when the camera kind of pans out on the video screen, at the bottom it says Cisco Systems?
Actually, I noticed that. I didn't notice it in this scene. I noticed it at Stark Industry.
Yeah.
When his phone rings and it says Cisco Systems.
Yep. We just photographed an event.
That's
for
why
them.
I was like, hey, Cisco.
Hey, Cisco, sponsored by Cisco Systems.
I have a hat with their logo on it.
Awesome. That's right. You got swag.
So did you. I gave you swag.
Oh, yeah. I got some stuff. That was just hysterical.
It was.
I love it.
It was very 2006's.
Maybe that's why they had such security at the event. It's because they actually work for your Global Dynamics in Eureka.
That's what it is.
And they need to keep all the secrets.
That's why the swag was so good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mind blown. Then, for our last scene, Allison comes into the sheriff's office to talk to Jack. And they're just chatting, and Allison says, things will get better. You just have to have a little faith.
And he kind of stops and stares at her, because that's what he said to her.
Exactly what he said to her 4 years from now.
And side note, in my book, that kind of situation happens too.
Oh, where the callback happens?
Yeah, where one person remembered and the other one didn't. And the person that didn't remember ends up saying something that happened in the other timeline.
Oh.
Yeah. She actually gave him a bracelet that was engraved with until this. It was just very emotional in that book. But anyway, yeah. That little callback and his hope that kind of grew in that moment.
Yes. And then they have the callback to the coffee scene.
Yes. We don't have a thing.
I'll let you buy me a coffee. The coffee's free. Well, in that case, I'll buy. I think this is becoming a thing. We don't have a thing. Of course, then Jack, adds, not yet.
Right.
Love these two.
Love it. It was...
But, of course, we don't know what's going to happen, because...
It's a whole different timeline.
It's now back to the original timeline.
Yep.
So, we'll see. We'll see how it all pans out.
Next season.
On
Eureka.
Next season on Eureka, we see all our favorite characters. That's all I'm telling you.
Okay. Damn it.
But yeah, that's the end of our episode. That's the end of our season.
We did it.
We did do it. I'm so excited for season 2, though.
We did do it.
Maybe we'll have to watch the first episode together.
I think we should.
Yes. Just for funsies.
Funsies.
But I have a game for you first.
Game time.
Smash or pass.
Let's go.
All right. Smash or pass. Joe and Taggart naked at the park. Smash. Outside.
I would hope they would.
For me, outside even.
I mean,
I know you would.
I don't want to be outside. I don't know what the weather's like, though, in Eureka.
It was pretty beautiful.
Beautiful could mean 1,000 degrees.
Yeah, but you're not wearing any clothes.
Clothing does not matter when the sun is hot.
Yes, it does.
It does not.
It does.
If it's like a nice 72 degrees with a nice little sunbeam, yes, smash.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about future dateless Fargo?
Pass. I want him to find love.
Ooh. I'm going to smash to show him that he can find love.
Ew.
What about Sarah's new voice? Although you didn't even notice it changed.
No, what's funny is I did, like, at the end, I was like, I forgot, like, oh yeah, it's Fargo. Like, it kind of reminded me that it was Fargo, so maybe I noticed, but I didn't notice that closely.
Right.
So I guess smash. Congratulations on the new voice.
I mean, it's a pretty nice voice, so
yeah.
I'll go ahead and smash that new voice. What about 40-year-old teenage Walter?
Are we
But
allowed?
he's 40. Mentally, he's 40. He's just Benjamin Buttoning, so I think it's allowed. I'm passing too, just because, again,
it feels illegal and icky.
Weird and creepy. Yeah, I'm passing. Because even as a teenager, he's just Still kind of icky.
Yeah, it's just icky.
He's just, yeah.
I don't like it.
What about Henry in a suit? Can we talk about how good that man looks in a suit?
He looks good in everything, but damn that suit.
That suit.
And
even.
like
without the collar. Yeah, there's like the collarless collar going on.
Yeah.
Long coat. Like
very dark side kind of, but I like it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, we're both here for it. Total smash. What about Margaret Mead?
Smash.
Yeah.
In honor of her.
Smash, but not a virgin Margaret Mead.
No.
Actual Margaret Mead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Both the drink and her legacy.
Yes. Those are my smashes and passes.
So my question is, so Henry didn't originally know, Buddy, didn't know that the thing was going to explode because he wasn't there the first time, in the first timeline.
Right.
So did he send a message to himself?
So
Did
he sent
travel back in time?
He sent his mind back in time, similar to what they did with Jack.
Okay.
He used Walter's device. So and Jack even kind of lays it out in the episode. Jack says that Henry then figures out that it was Kim in the explosion. Then he gets Stark booted, takes over Stark's position so that he had the access to be able to use Walter's device and the artifact core to send his mind back. Okay. And that's the Henry that Jack encounters.
I think I just missed that part because I was like, did he physically go back in time? Did he send a message to himself? Did his mind go back? Yeah. I was just that kind of all went over my head, I think.
Yeah. His mind went back similar to Jack's.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
So, again, we don't have two Henrys walking around. Darn it. But... yeah. But yeah, his mind went back. So he saved Kim, and then madness ensued. Well, not madness. Everything seemed pretty great.
It was wonderful. Until it wasn't.
Yeah. Until everything started being deadly.
Yes.
Yes.
So I think that's our episode.
That is our episode. So
that's our season.
We'll be back with episodes for season 2 next week. See you then, besties.
Maddie and Rin are a pair of best friends and photographers and lover of all things nerd culture. We have no affiliation with the Sci-Fi Channel or the producers of Eureka.
We are having fun here. Everything we say is our own opinion and thoughts. Nothing is official.
If you want to contact us, you can email or find us on Instagram and drop us a line there. Our email address is youshouldwatchpod1@gmail.com, and on Instagram, we are at youshouldwatchpodcast.
Big thanks and praise, always, to John Eric Copeland for the use of his original song written for this podcast. He is the founder of From the Moment Music at fromthemomentmusic.com.
Thanks, Dad. Now, go follow the show on whatever platform you found us on, and tell your besties to listen. And until next time,
bye besties!